Good evening. So this is the weekend wrap up. What worked, what didn't, what to expect over the next week or so, and you know what I got to really say is it was a busy weekend. It was a busy winter weekend across northern Michigan, and it gave us a really clear picture of where things are heading. Tonight we're going to break it down into three parts: what worked, what didn't, and what to expect in the upcoming week or so. Let's get started with the positives. What worked? Well, first, what worked this weekend? Um, there was plenty of snow in northern Michigan. This time of year, usually you don't see that much snow, so it was definitely, you know, definitely a rare occasion or a rare thing for this early in the season to have this much snow, and it showed. There was a lot of people out there running around, having a good time. All right, snow, fell in the right places, and you know, like I said, the trail conditions, the stuff I saw was really good. Going out here and looking at the different trail cams. Like this isn't really a trail cam, but this is Antrim County Snowmobile Club's cam, and as you can see, there's plenty of snow there. And then uh, when you look at when you go over here and take this one off of here and look here, huh? I did not. Oh, something happened there. Unfortunately, it kicked my cam out, so I don't have the snowmobile trail cam up here, so I've got to add that one back in here. But that's all right. I'll get back in there and I'll share it here in a few minutes. But like I said, lake effect snow favored in some areas. Snow cover looked more consistent, and trails finally started to feel like winter. Trail grooming made a real difference. Smooth riding, better base on the land, on trails, fewer exposed hazards where grooming happened, and of course, timing helped. Cold temps help preserve the snow. A decent window to get out and enjoy the winter. People who check the conditions first have better experiences. So, but as good as parts of the weekend were, it also reminded us things that didn't line up. What didn't work? Well, what didn't work this weekend? I saw a few people go out there, and they there was some reports of some accidents. Yeah, unfortunately, there were a couple fatalities, or there was one that I know of. Don't really want to dwell too much on it because we don't really know the what really happened. But we just got to remember, these are snowmobiles. They're not, they're fun. They're a lot of fun to go out here and do stuff on, but they are dangerous. They can something can happen. Something can go wrong. Somebody could accidentally hit the throttle, and you know, I think in one case, one lady ran into a building. And she didn't mean to. It wasn't something she did. Anything can happen. We've got bulky clothes on. You've got big clunky boots on. You get on the snowmobile. Maybe you slip forward and hit the throttle, or you you don't remember that there's a throttle and you just pull back on the handlebar, and then next thing you know, you're moving. Happens all the time. Um, it happens all the time, quite a bit. It doesn't matter how good of a rider you think you are or how good of a rider you were. Accidents happen. Anything can happen. We've seen that just on these different just on the trail cam out there when one of the guys, he stops to wave at the camera, and he's like, no big deal, having fun. And next thing you know, his buddy rear-ended him. You know, those guys were not young. They looked like they've been riding for years, and something just happened. It just something goes wrong, or sometimes it's hot dog and sometimes it's not. Um, as far as conditions go, the whole weekend conditions really looked good everywhere. This is I had to add that back up there, but the as far as far as the trails go, I mean, it looks really good. There's a lot of good trails out there. A lot of good riding could be had. So I hope everybody was up there, took advantage of it. I wish I was up there. I could run around there and take advantage of it. Hopefully, if you were in the area, you got out there to Petoskey, went to the breakfast. I heard it. They had a really good turnout, and they were actually running out of food as later in the day. Which I know it sounds like a bummer. You get there, you ride all the way over there, and there's no food, but or have a little bit of less of something. But at the end of the day, it all went to a good cause. It helped the Charlevoix girls swim team, and it also helps the grooming club, keeps that snowmobile club up and running, and allows them to do stuff like that. And they have a clubhouse, so I'm sure that comes with some cost, and their groomer and everything costs money. So you know again, hopefully you know hopefully a lot of people went out there. It was a good time. Don't be too upset if you got there a little later and there wasn't as much. And next weekend, try again. But you know again, just go out there and have a good time. So let's take a second here and let's look at some reports around the area as far as what do they have going on. So I'm not sure if you guys can, on my screen here it doesn't look too good, so I'm not really sure how well it comes up. Let's look at my channel here, and it's not too bad. It's not, I wouldn't say it's the worst thing in the world. It's only the worst thing in the world when I forget where I'm at. Okay, so let's go back in here and look at this. Harbor Springs unfortunately didn't have anybody, and this is why I can't stress enough. Join a club. Join a club. Help them out any way you can. Whatever you can do. They didn't have anybody last night to groom the trails, so it didn't get done. Also, keep in mind Trail 7 is going to be closed from 1/5, which is tomorrow, for 3 to 5 days while they do soil testing. Not sure why they wanted to do soil testing in the middle of winter, but hey, I guess you got to do it when you got to do it. Don't forget, there's active logging operation going on Trail 71 from Brutus into Alanson. So, oh, and I'm sorry, I didn't read this part of it. The trail ends. It's closed from the trail ends to Cadillac Street in Mackinac City starting Monday. So there's plenty of places to ride all the way up through there on that trail. So it's not the end of the world, but just keep that in mind. And unfortunately, they didn't have anybody to do anything out there. All right, so Antrim County Snowmobile Club, they posted that they're doing raffle tickets. The raffle tickets are still available. If you want to try and win a 2026 Skidoo 850 MXZ Blizzard, the tickets. When I learned how to talk, when the tickets are $100 each, uh, only 300 tickets will be sold. So just you can go to Extreme Power Sports, and you can go down there. It's the drawing will be February 15th at the Extreme Power Sports 300 race at 2 o'clock. So run down there and get you a ticket. Also, if you want, go to Antrim County Snowmobile Club's posts. You can follow them on their page. Go on there and look at it. they have uh, they have some links there. Some people give out their information. I'm not going to give out their information on here, but they'll give out their information, and you can also do something that you can direct message them and work out something with PayPal. But that's again, I'm not going to give out that information. That's their information. Jordan Valley. Okay, here's a video of Jordan Valley. Unfortunately, they had a little incident where the track broke on one of their groomers. You can see where they're actually taking it off here. I believe they got it up and running again, but they were not able to do all of their trails. So yeah, and that's all the more reason people you should join clubs and help these guys out, because you might have an expertise in this, and you'll be able to help them and fix this quick and get them back out there and get the trails groomed. Uh, Also, Jordan Valley posted, if you are in the area of 76 near 4 and 476, the trails, they have a broke down groomer. They added that on there too, and that was yesterday about 2 p.m. The situation is now taken care of and off the trail. You just saw the video of them moving it, so they were just putting that out there, letting everybody know. be careful in that area, but it's all taken care of now. And this is a little bit different. I don't know if you've ever been up in the Tequaniment area. Chick's hot dog stand on Trail 8. It's actually a pretty neat little thing. If you go by there, it's really neat thing to kind of check out. It's in the middle of the trail. Not many things you can get right in the middle of nowhere on a trail. And unfortunately, they're going to be closed. They were closed today, tomorrow, and the 26th of January. But any other day, they're usually out there. So check them out. It's keep stuff like that going. That's kind of a unique situation up there. I don't want to get into the weather yet. Let's go down here and look at Trail 76. I'm sorry, Trail 763 coming back from Walloon Lake Village to Chandler Hill. Groomer Matt was out there with Toski. Looks amazing. Looks like he's moving pretty quick. I hope, huh, maybe he was done for the night. Let's see. Let's go down here. Who else is out here? I looked at this here. This is Mater's Stop and Go gas station in the UP, and they had 25 inches of snow. That's pretty cool. So UP has plenty of snow, has plenty up there. Hopefully, even with this warm up, which I'm a little worried about this coming weekend, because I'm supposed to be going heading myself up there. Um, I'm still hoping that it won't affect me too much. Getting a little nervous. And before I get into the weather part of it, Clark Motel. Clark Motel has, go follow them on Facebook. They have a list of rooms that are available. And I believe these are the dates off to the side of when they're available. So go check them out. Um, 2 full size beds, 3, 6, and 7. I'm not sure what that, but either way, check them out. Watch it. Look them up on Facebook. Follow their page if you're interested. Someone also put on here about sled rental prices, so I'm not really sure if they do that there, but this is one of their cabins here. Took a little video of it. It's going a little fast, but looks pretty nice. Again, follow them, Clark's Motel on Facebook, and check them out. They have some stuff going on up there. So, and he also he does a lot of rescue stuff up there. So if somebody breaks down, he goes out on the trail, helps them out. Does all that as far as volunteer work. He also has a shop up there. If you break down, he gets you in and out of there. And I saw reports where people were saying he's getting out of there, getting them out of there quick. So you know, not many places you can go to where you can pull up. They'll bring you inside real quick, work on your snowmobile, and get you back on the trail. And here, this was kind of a neat video I saw today. They're putting the water down. This is they're putting. I didn't know they did this, but for the I-500 snowmobile race, they're putting uh they're putting water down, and I guess then they just either I guess they just let it run or smooth it out, or make it. Maybe it's making a base. If somebody in the comments knows, please let us know. I didn't know they did this. I saw them when I saw this post the first time, and I didn't read it. I thought something was wrong. I thought, man, why is this guy being a jerk or something? I didn't know if what was going on, and then to come up to find out they're actually making like an ice base for the snowmobile event. 27 days away before they start doing that, the I-500. All right, so let's go back here. All right, let's talk about this weather stuff that's going on here. I guess it's going to start moving through. If you can, let's zoom in here a little bit. Snow is going to move west to east across the UP, and they're 1 to 2 inches per hour, and snowfall rates at 3 to 4 hour window. So I've seen stuff. When I first saw this, I thought they were saying 1 to 2 feet an hour. I was like, oh man, that's gonna be crazy. So I think they're expecting about 6 to 8 inches in some places. Of course, any of this can change with a little bit of snow effect or a lake effect. It can, jump up, obviously jump up really quick. So we'll see what happens, see how it goes. And but they are calling for some, heavy storm snowfall tonight, all across Michigan. And if that's the case, even if there is a little bit of a warm up, hopefully it won't matter. And but we'll see. I've got it pulled up here. It's 26 right now in Indian River. They're expecting 3 to 6 inches, and that's tonight. Tomorrow they're expecting another 3 to 6 inches. So, I mean, I guess that's good if they get up to close to a foot of snow in the morning. What worries me is this: Tuesday you got 35 degrees. Um, Tuesday, Wednesday, then the Thursday jumps up to 41. People will be wearing shorts out there. Be ready to get their jet ski out. Um, then Friday 37, Saturday 35, Sunday 28, and then Monday 30, and then it drops back down. So come Thursday, I mean, if there's plenty of snow there and that 41 doesn't really affect it too much, which I don't think it will. I think they've got close to a foot of snow now in some places, and if they get another good 6 inches to 12 inches of snow on top of that, it's just going to pack it down. It's going to probably make it nice. The only thing it's going to kind of hold us back is the roads. The roads are not going to be as as easy to navigate. It's going to be kind of a mess. So just keep that in mind. So Sunday most people must be heading home or already headed home because the trail is kind of dead. Last night I'm sitting here and I was watching this and it was just one after another, one after another. But tonight it looks like it's kind of slowed down and not a whole lot going on. So I'm not kind of surprised at that. Huh. I was hoping some people would post some pictures of the Petoskey Snowmobile Club. Oh, you know what? I forgot about this, guys. I wanted to show everybody this. I was able to pull this up on my computer. So, those of you that don't know, there is an app out there called the Groomer Tracker app. I cannot say enough about it. I don't get paid by the Groomer Tracker app. I don't get anything except the fact that I just like the product. I like this. It's just excellent. So go out here and check it out. Let me zoom in here because guess what? Indian River is out there right now. Is that Indian River? Yep. All right. So Indian River is out there right now, and he's doing the railroad bed, and he's making pretty good time. He is. That's 7 minutes old. So 7 minutes ago, he was at Straits Highway and basically into Wolverine. So that was 7 minutes ago. So more than likely, he's a little bit further. Let's update it and see if it draws a little bit more of a line. It hasn't done it. So I contacted them yesterday because I was a little worried. Oh, there it goes. Look at that. It updated. So he's already through Wolverine. Making pretty good time. You know what? I'm sitting here doing all this talking and it didn't even I forgot to switch the screen over. So you guys are just listening to me going, what is he talking about? But this is the Groomer app. And again, I can't say enough about it. I think it's great. Um, and I mean, this gives you a real time. So if you're out there riding and you're doing this, you're curious. Okay, so let's say you're sitting at the Thirsty Sturgeon right now. You're finishing up some wings at Thirsty Sturgeon, and you're like, I want to know where the groomer's at. And you go on the Groomer app and you look right here and go, man, he just passed Scott Road and he's heading south. Well, if you're heading north, you know that at least there's a good possibility all the way up north you've got groomed trails. Now, granted, I can also look at the Groomer app and say, what did he do? What has he done so far? Well, he come out of the Straits Highway, out of where they keep the groomer. He went down White Road and got onto the railroad bed and headed south. So that's all he's done. So you might say, well, I'll take my chances. We'll go out there. The other groomer has not gone out yet. So I don't see a green line going into the woods yet, but that one hasn't gone out, but that doesn't mean it's not going out there. And if you're heading south, oh, look at this. Now we can go in here and look at I know I'm having fun. I'm here. I'm checking it. I didn't even know I could do this on my computer. So I'm looking up here. So I can look here in Indian River, 4 minutes old. He is just below Wolverine. Well, if I go down and pass him, it might be a little rough, but once I get to Trowbridge Road, Petoskey Snowmobile Club is out there right now running around. And Renegade, if to it, is saying lots of trucks headed trucks and trailers headed south. So everybody's getting out of town. My guess is though they'll all be back next weekend. So while I have this up here, I'll explain some things. You see the red? This red means this has not been done in 24 hours. So this little stretch, and I could be wrong, but I'm looking at this. Let me see if I can zoom in and figure out where this is at. Okay, so there's Wolverine Road, and I know the trail goes here. So I thought the trail still went across at the end of this road, still went across here, but it does not look like he's losing connection or he didn't groom this side of the trail, or maybe it doesn't exist anymore. I don't know. I do know that you come down here, and this is a crossover that brings you all the way down, and then you can come up to the railroad bed, and I believe this is Perry Road. Am I not? Am I right? Am I right? I'm right. Perry Road. So not so this is kind of confusing too because there's a red a red line and a yellow line. So Petoskey must have gone out here and done. Let's see who this was. Who was this? Nope, Indian River. And I know it was done last night. So this should not be showing red. This should, well, I guess if he did it before 7 o'clock. Yeah, it's showing red, but it should be yellow. It even, but it says right here it hasn't been done in 16 hours, even though it also shows red there. So I don't know. Like I said, I contacted the company. I've talked to them a few times, and I contacted them and let them know because 2 days ago, Indian River wasn't even. It didn't even show that they had groomed, and I know they had been out. They had gone out and groomed and done some stuff. So, but again, this is a nice app. It is. Let's go in here. Let's go look at this other side. Let's look at the dashboard here. So you can. That's the map view. You can go into the mash, or you can look at participating clubs. Now, see, I'm all the way down here in North Carolina, so it's not gonna. And everybody says, "Well, why do you talk about Michigan so much, North?" Because I'm gonna head up there and I go snowmobiling, and this is where I do all my snowmobiling. Unfortunately, when I do this, it makes me do a bunch of stuff. So I can go up here and look at all the different clubs, and let's go over here and look. There's clubs out here in what is that? New York? Looks like New York. There's clubs, all obviously Michigan, UP over here. Oh, look at this, Wisconsin, all the way over here, Minnesota. Um, what is that? That's probably South Dakota there, or I mean, sorry, North Dakota. So they're everywhere and they're growing. So and it's growing fast. So check them out. And let's get into this next part here. So I can go to once I download this from the App Store, Google Play. I can go to my clubs. These are all the clubs that I belong to, and I only belong to them on this app. I don't belong to them as a member, except for the well, I can go to all clubs. I can search by Michigan. And I can go down through here. So most of them are $9.99. I was looking at this earlier today. Vail Pass, they do theirs for free, but a lot of places it's $9.99. That $99 or not, I'm sorry, $9.99, and that $9.99 gives you access for a year to whatever club you subscribe to. And then once you subscribe, so I did this Chippewa Snowcats. I didn't know who, I'd never seen their stuff. I wanted to see what they were doing, and I did Jordan Valley Trail because that's some of the trails I ride. Chippewa Snow Chasers. That's up in Strong's, right at the edge of Strong's in Eckerman, and I go up there and ride from time to time. Uh, so I'm good until February with that one, and I'm January 10th. I've got to renew. So this week I've got to renew Jordan Valley, and I also, if I wanted to, because they're doing such a good job, I could go in here and tip. I joined Indian River Snowmobile Club. I can go in here and tip them and tell them, hey, you're doing a good job. Here's some more money for fuel. So let's go back here. Let's go back to the map and see. Let's see what we got here. That was 9 minutes old. So let's see how far Indian River Groomer has made it. So it looks to me, yep, he's moving right along. He's only got a little bit further down, and I know they come down here and uh, he'll come down here. He'll get to Perry Road, and I think he goes a little bit further sometimes, and then he comes out onto this Trowbridge Road and heads back up and hits Straits Highway. He takes the unless something's changed. Sometimes he rides it, just takes the trail back, but it's a little sometimes a little quicker to jump back on the road and just head back. Then he'll get back up here, go to White Road. Oh, there's some snowmobiles. Oh, let's wow. There's two snowmobiles. They're waving it. They're waving. Little do they know they're not only on there, but they're on this live stream. They waved. Now they're leaving. Well, they didn't hit each other, so it's uneventful, right? No, that's good. I'm glad they didn't. I don't want to see somebody smash their snowmobile, especially on a Sunday night when they're probably thinking, "Oh, I'm going to get up tomorrow and leave," or maybe they got to work. But either way, so again, this. I can't say enough about this. Please download this app and subscribe to these different places because this is how this stuff sticks around. Plus, this money goes that $9.99. Some of that money goes to the snowmobile club. I believe there. Maybe it even tells me here. Let's go read some of this stuff here. I'm not going to watch all these videos. I believe if I it decided I was going to watch them, but I'm not. Um, I believe the way it also works, if I remember right, when I talked to the guy on the phone, he's for so long the the money goes to them until the equipment is taken care of, uh, as far as paid for, and then money starts going to the club. And he was telling me that most clubs recoup their money in the first year, no problem. So that's a good thing. You know, I'd like to see, like I said, I'd like to see this stick around. I'd like to see people, uh, I'd like to see this because this is really nice. I mean, think about it right now. These people that were sitting at, let's see here. I think I could be wrong. I'm guessing. I don't think this is as far as Vanderbilt, but I think it's just north of that. So right now they could be sitting at that. They could be sitting there, and if they were heading north, they could. If it was a little rough, they could be like, "Oh, I wonder how bad it is." They can get on there and look and see when the groomer's coming. Now I will say this: the one thing that kind of is just when you're out there, and I'm sure everybody's had this experience where you're out there riding and it's dark and you're cold. You've been riding all day, and now you're sitting there thinking, "Man, I just want to get back." And it's kind of bumpy, and you're riding along. I can't explain the joy it is when you see those flashing lights and that big thing coming through the trees because you're just like, oh my gosh, the night has just gotten so much better. um and when you do see that groomer coming, please find a place, get over to the side, wait till it passes. They cannot get over for you, so it's just not gonna happen, and you do not want to get in front of one of these because you'll lose. um not that they're gonna hit you. All right. here. So, all right. So that's pretty much all I had there. I wanted to, let's go back up here and look. Don't really care about that. Don't care about that. Sault Ste. Marie. Oh, that was the second. I don't know why everything just shows up like 2 days later. I don't know why it can't just. Well, those of you that didn't, again, those of you that didn't get there, remember. Oh, we're gonna see this one. I'll definitely show this one. Hold on a second, because that's why I'm wearing this shirt tonight in honor of Miles Garrett breaking the record for single season. I don't really care if it was a 16 game, 17 game. It's the single season. Who cares? Um, I don't care at all. Yeah. But and I'm sure this didn't happen. This is dumb. I'm sure Michael Strahan did not go on there and say, "I hold it for the 16 game season. You hold it for 17." Well, okay, whatever. All right, let's look at that. So they're calling for heavy snow. And this is going on right now. So let's just kind of watch this for a second. It looks like it's going to go across a big swath of. I mean, definitely the UP is going to get hit, and it looks like a big swath of northern Michigan is definitely going to get hit. So, and then so 7 to 7.5 inches up in Sault Ste. Marie. Newberry's almost. That doesn't really tell me what they're expecting, but all reports say close to 6 to 8 inches in the area there. Well, and let's see here. I wanted to check over here. So as you can see right now, you can find me on Facebook, The Unplanned Adventure. Go in there. You can follow me. Um, I post anytime I'm going live. I post it on there. I also post to. Wish there was a faster way to do this. River. I also post to Indian River Snowmobile. Nope. Indian River Snowmobiling, ATV, and water sports. You can go on there, and we're at 1,900 members, so it's definitely growing fast. Somebody must be uh, adding them quick. I didn't see all those, but either way, you see, I post quite a bit here. I didn't see this today. Somebody wrote ridelewiston.com. Huh, that looks pretty cool. But you know, you can go in there. You can find me there. You can also find me at and this one, Inland Lake Snowmobile. Um, I'm gonna start posting more of the trail conditions on here. I saw some people get on here the other day, and they were a little upset that we have not been posting on here, and so I'm gonna start getting more active on this site, putting more information out there. I actually like to go ahead and start putting when we have our meetings and everything else. That way, people can start showing up. Maybe we'll get more members that way, and so on and so forth. And as you can see, I also post on here. So if you follow that, and I'm also on TikTok, The Unplanned Adventure, Instagram, The Unplanned Adventure 98, and Rumble, The Unplanned Adventure. So I'm on all those different areas. So you can definitely find me. And of course, YouTube, The Unplanned Adventure, you can find me on there. As you can see, I'm watching myself because I'm just trying to get an idea. I wanted to see how this looks. I don't know how it looks on a phone, but I'm assuming it looks okay. And there's a delay because I'm already past this, but now you're watching it and so on and so forth. Look at that. One last time before I go, I'll show you the trail cam here. And let's look at Antrim County Snowmobile Club. quite a bit of snow there. I need to find a couple more cams. I'd like to find a couple more that have the snowmobile clubs, and I know there's one up there in Eckerman, so I need to go ahead and add that one here so we can check it out from time to time. Might see some stuff on there. Might see some, over the next couple of days. Might see some heavy snow, so I'll probably head that, do that, and I'll tell you, I definitely won't be on tomorrow night. I've got something I have to do, but Tuesday night, leading up to my trip, I'll be on there Tuesday, and then Wednesday for a little bit of time, and then we'll go ahead and I will be on here. Obviously, Thursday night will be a little sketchy, but I think I'm going to do not a live, but I'm going to definitely talk about my trip on the way up there, and maybe do a late live that night. And then Friday, I will do one after I do some snowmobiling. Hopefully, the conditions allow. Let's go back up here. All over the place tonight. It's actually, I had the heater on in this garage, and it is very hot. So other than that, I appreciate everybody stopping by that come in to watch me, even if it's just for a few seconds. Hopefully, if you did not catch me live, you'll watch this later on. And just to get an idea, we had almost 20. We have 23 views tonight, which is the probably to date the largest. And I know it doesn't sound a lot, but I get excited about these little things. The largest so far since I've started. I really appreciate it. Anybody that comes out, hopefully I'll see a few people next weekend at the um, the Petoskey breakfast, because I'm gonna get there whether I drive it or whether I ride in a car or I ride a snowmobile. I hope it's a snowmobile. And I'm gonna go over there and have some breakfast, hang out, and check things out. Other than that, you have a good week, and everybody, let's pray for cold, cold, cold. You have a nice night.